Hey Pilates people, welcome to my channel Connect and Move. My name is Jessica. I have Josie with me here today. She is going to be my lovely body demonstrating all these moves that I'm going to take you through today. So chair flow today. You will need a mat at some point. I just don't have it out because of camera angle and space. But we're going to be starting with one spring on the high, one spring on the low. So I have 3 settings. If you have maybe 4 settings, maybe try like a 3 and a 1 or a 4 and a 1. It should be about the same. Today's focus for today is going to be a little bit on stomach massage and working into flexion, right? So just getting deep into those moves. So once your springs are set up, one high, one low, go ahead and have a seat on your chair facing your pedal for some footwork. And you're gonna be seated pretty close to the front edge, maybe like in the middle front edge there. And then go ahead and take all 10 toes on, heels together, toes apart. And my last disclaimer for today is you're gonna honor your body, please, please, please. If you need to make adjustments for your body, for the spring tension, right, please, please do. So I just wanna have you, your arms just down by your side. Yep, so palms are just kind of hugging into the side of the chair, okay? So pedals anywhere for right now, it doesn't matter, but I want you to really sit up tall and feel that you're like equally rooted down through your sitting bones here. Now I want you to keep that tall, flat back, but now just pitch forward a little bit, just a little bit. So when we're here, right, the closer our thighs come to our chest, the more the back wants to round. So you have to really think of getting forward on the sitting bones here, okay? So now, keeping that shape with your spine, can you pull the pedal up a little bit further, but don't let your low back round, right? So when you're here, I'm hoping that you're feeling like back muscles kind of kick on, right? Like you're fighting. You want to round so bad, all right? So hold this position with your spine and now press the pedal down as far as you can go. It doesn't have to go all the way down. And then lift the pedal back up, and here's where I want you to fight the rounding in your low back. So stay forward on the sitting bones and then press it back down. All 10 toes are on, heels together, toes apart. And we're exhaling as we pull the pedal up. So as the pedal rises, you're gonna think of getting taller. You're gonna think of maybe sticking that booty out a little bit more. Yes, and arms are just hugging in like you're doing a chest expansion from the side. Are you feeling things? Yeah. I know. It's a tiny pitch forward too. Good. You have 2. Yep. Each time the pedal lifts, you empty the lungs. Now keep the pedal lifted, shift onto the arches, bring the legs zipped up together. All right, so drive your heels down, right? Keep them driving down the whole time. You're gonna inhale as you press the pedal down. And then exhale, pull the pedal in, lift the ribs, lift the ribs, lift the ribs. Good. Inhale, press it down. Good. Exhale, pull the pedal in. You got it. Yep. Now, if you're feeling confident here with your spine, maybe take the arms out to like an I Dream a Genie position here. Good. But keep forward on your sitting bones. Knees stay together. Yep. Toes are wrapping up and over. Last one here. Pull the pedal into you. Now shift onto the heels. Hard flex of your feet. Lift all 10 toes up to your shin bones, including your pinky toes. Are you still pitched forward? I know, fight it, fight it, fight it. Yep, good. And now press the pedal down. And then exhale, pull the pedal up, keep the knees together, keep the knees together. I know. And it's okay if the pedal only moves 5 inches, right? That's okay. It's more about keeping the pitch forward. I know, yep. Ugh. Hello, back. Good. Last one. Good. Now float the pedal up. You can keep your arms here. You can take them back down by your side. Okay. So keep equal on your hips, right? Nothing's going to change. Straighten your right leg out. Flex the foot though. Good. All right. So this leg stays straight. I don't care if it's high or low. You're going to pump the pedal on the other side, keeping that little pitch, just little pumps here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stabilize the pedal, right heel comes on, left leg shoots out long, drive out through the heels, stay pitched forward on those sitting bones, super important. Pump the pedal here. Left leg stays razor straight. Straight, there you go. For 4 and 3, stick it out, and 2, and last one, good. Place the other heel on, good, and just relax for a moment, slouch, because that's what I wanted to. Did you feel your back on that one? Isn't that crazy? Yes. Yeah. All right, so go ahead, keep your heels on and just press the pedal all the way down. Good. So feet are kind of flexed here. I just want you to feel just some grounding down through your feet. Keep your right hand onto the chair here right by your hip. Take your left arm and just reach it up to the ceiling and just go for a side bend. As you side bend, I want you to actually push your hand into the chair. So like on top of the chair. Yep, so push into your hand so your left hip stays down. You get a deeper stretch, good. And then go ahead and come up and just windmill the arms and switch sides. So push into your left hand, feel like the ribs are lifting, you're getting that good opposition. Should feel good after all that, good. And then windmill the arms, same thing on the other side. So equal weight into your heels, feel like you're sliding the pedal across the floor, good, and then up and over. So still think ribs lifting off the hips. Good, yep. Now I want you to come all over to the other side. Right hand slides down the chair, left arm goes up and over. Can you still create that same lifting and opposition here? Yep, and then go up and over to the other side, right? As opposed to that pushing down, up and over, good. And then go ahead and just find center, perfect, good. Now go ahead and just float the pedal up and go ahead and step off. And now we're gonna come lying down across the chair or on top of the chair so your booty is here. You have no head or neck support, so just remember that you can always come down to the floor, right? So, yep, if you're okay with the legs facing there. All right, so when you lie back, bring your knees into your chest. All right, so think heavy tailbone here, good. Grab onto your right shin. Yep, and left leg can go out long. Now, even though you're in this upper ab curl, your tailbone is reaching long, can you still fight for that same length that you just had for footwork? Now, stabilize through your upper body and then switch legs. Push the shin up and into the hands, good, and switch. There you go, good, and switch. Let those inner thighs kiss as they pass, you got it. There it is. Think of fighting for that length from the tippy top of your head all the way down to your tailbone. Good, you have 3 and 2 and last one. Now bring your knees into your chest, take your hands to the end of the chair here, okay? There's gonna be kind of a push-pull action that's gonna happen here, okay? So bring your knees closer into your chest, like towards your ears, and then kind of point your toes a little bit up to the ceiling. So let's find like a little Pilates V here, okay? We're gonna do stomach massage here, all right? So I want you to straighten your legs up to the ceiling, okay? Feel like you're pushing the foot bar away. All right, now as you bend your knees in, allow your pelvis to roll under, think knees to ears, ears to knees. And now keep the pelvis rolling back and then shoot the legs up. Good, exhale, pull the knees in, round into this little ball. Inhale, shoot the legs up, push the foot bar away. Exhale, pull the belly away from the thighs, knees to ears, ears to knees, and then inhale back up. Good, last one like this. Exhale, tilt your pubic bone back. Good, now send the legs up, take your hands behind your head. Push your head back into your hands, but keep the chest lifted. Can you find that same abdominal contraction? Exhale, knees into your ears. There you go. And then inhale back up. Good. Ears into your knees. Roll the tailbone under. There it is. Good. Yep. Exhale, pull it in, push into me here. There it is. And then inhale back up. Good. Last one. Exhale, exhale, exhale. You feel in your stomach? Good, now hold the legs straight up. Find parallel. Lower your right leg down and pull your left leg back to your face and then scissor switch. Good, yep, and switch. So now we're back to that kind of heavy tailbone here, stable pelvis. Beautiful, good. For 3 and 2 and 1. Now everybody bring your left leg straight up, right leg lowers down. We're gonna do crisscross with straight legs. So right armpit goes up and over to that left leg. And then as you pass through center, scissor the legs up and over to that leg. Good, and switch. There you go. Think leg pulling in towards your midline as you're here. Elbows stay wide, go up and over your stomach. Hang in there. You're killing it right now. You got 3. I like, this is 3. You guys got this. Up, 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 2, good. Last one, beautiful. Hug your knees in, maybe lower your head down and just rock yourself up to a seated position. How'd that feel? Good. All right, so now I want you to come standing in front of your chair. We're gonna stay on the same spring. So we're still on that 1 low and 1 high. So when you're standing in front of the chair, your toes are gonna be pretty close to the base of the chair, like, I mean, an inch maybe. And you're in true parallel. True parallel meaning your kneecaps are in line with your 2nd and 3rd toes, and you're maybe a little bit more narrow than hip socket distance apart, okay? I don't care what you do with the arms for now, but just place your right toes up onto the pedal. Yep, so make sure every toe pad there is connected. Good, just check your standing foot. Just make sure it hasn't wiggled out to a turnout, all right? So I just want you to press the pedal down first. Just go ahead and press it down. Good, hold it down here. Now I want you to take your right hand, place it underneath your like right butt cheek here, kind of right butt crease, all right? So think of your right hip reaching into your right hand the whole time. And now I want you to float the pedal up with a high heel and then press the pedal back down. Good, yep. Because if I was there with you, I'd probably place my hand underneath your right butt cheek and say, keep reaching into my hand, but keep the crown of the head reaching up. Because a lot of time the hip wants to do this sassy thing. Standing leg is strong. Other hand can be doing whatever. Yeah. Good. For 2. And last one, go ahead and press the pedal down. Pedal stays down, hip stays drawing into your hand, and I want you to lower that front heel and then lift it. Yep, so pedal stays down. Yeah, I know. So try to tap into the sensation like you're pulling back or kicking something back behind you. There's you pulling the carriage in. There's a hamstring curl. Good. For 2. I know. Last one. Good. Now just keep the heel lifted. I want you to make your hands into a diamond position like so, and you're going to place them on the edge of the chair right in front of your right knee. Yep. Good. So now shift your knee into your hole there, your little bird's nest. So you're not on the kneecap, you're just right into that little space there, okay? So obviously pedal is up now. The knee is not gonna move, your back leg just stays strong and it's still in parallel, okay? So whatever connection that you have right now with your knee to the chair, it's not gonna change, all right? I want you to point your right toes and then flex your foot. Yep. And then when you're here, you can let your head kind of drop. You can kind of round through the spine. Keep pushing the floor with your left leg. Now here's where you're gonna have to like kind of take ownership of this, right? It's such a tiny movement. Typically when we point the toes, the knee wants to jut forward. Can you keep it at that light touch on the chair? Yeah, do you feel that? Yeah. And the whole time your right hip is just drawing down to your left inner thigh. Yeah. Good. For 2. And last one. Beautiful. Good. Go ahead now and just shift the knee back. Take your hands off, come up to standing, float the pedal up with control. Beautiful. And just take the right foot down. Let's do the same thing on the other side. All right. So right foot is parallel, left foot up. Get a strong connection through your toes. Just press the pedal down and just pause here for a second. All right, so one foot's pushing through the pedal, one foot's pushing through the floor. You're gonna sit up tall or stand up tall. Left hand kind of now comes underneath your butt crease muscle here. And now we raise the pedal up and then press the pedal down. I did that with a flex foot, keep it pointed. Yeah. Good. And you're imagining like the sides of your waist staying long and even, right? To prevent that hip hiking. Does this side feel easier, harder?
Easier.
Easier. And this is your front splits, right? This is you pulling the carriage in as opposed to just letting the springs pull you in. Again, crown of the head is on the ceiling here. Chest is open. Opposite hand is doing whatever makes your heart happy. We have 2. Find those inner thighs. There it is. Last one. Press the pedal all the way down. Yep, control everything else. And now we lower the heel and then we lift the heel. Good, yep. And then on this one, Josie, could you go left hip back just a smidge more? Yeah. Oh, there was a little bit of a twist happening, right? Because I think it's just wanting to lean forward a little bit or like shift the weight. Yeah. So those of you at home, play around with that. See if that changes things. Good, and then find that inner thigh a little bit more. There you go, good. We have 2. And last one, I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you. All right, make your little bird's nest or your diamond here. Go ahead and place it down right in front of your knee so you're still that parallel hip socket distance apart. Shift your knee onto the edge there so paddle raises up, okay? So find whatever connection you can with that knee to the chair. You're gonna keep it exactly the same. And now we do that point and flex. Yeah. So the knee is neither going forward or back, and it's not going up and down. So it's the same of that kind of pulling of the pedal back, right? Because if the knee goes forward, now you're just giving yourself that kind of false sense of, yeah, I'm doing this. There it is, yeah. Sometimes it takes a couple times. Good, and you're lifting up through the ribs. Good, you've got 2. And last one, beautiful. Find a stable point. You kind of shift the knee back, take the hands off, come up to standing, and then float the pedal up with control, take the foot down. Awesome work. All right, so now we're gonna get on for a little bit of tendon stretch and then pull up, pike, but like the nice tendon stretch. So go and reach the arms up to the ceiling here. Take a big breath in, and then on your exhale, you're gonna nod your chin, round up and over, take your hands to the back edge of the chair. Good, and then go ahead and place one foot on, press the pedal down, and then step the other foot on. So all 10 toes are on, heels together, toes apart. Okay, so hands can either be back here to the edge or they can be off to the sides. Either way, I want you to shift your shoulders over your hands. The shoulders are gonna stay over the hands, okay? Head is down, spine is rounded. Think of lifting up through your center spine here. Tailbone, almost said tabletop, tailbone's reaching down to your heels, all right? So now, lower the heels down, but lift the ribs up high to the ceiling. Yep, and then just lift the heels up, good. And then keep those shoulders right over your hands. So shift your shoulders into my hands. There we go, right there. Now keep them there, yes. Good, and because you've got a great view of your toes, you can see if you're shifting at all in your toes. Heels stay together. There you go. And think like I've got a fist at your upper abdomen, right? Pull away from my fist. There it is, good. Last one here. Now go ahead and lift the heels up, okay? Here's where we're gonna play around with a little stomach massage. So shift your hands forward. Yep, so fingertips are forward for everybody, okay? So be careful if you have a light chair, right? Otherwise you're gonna flip it. So I want you to start to bend into your knees, shift your body back. Feel like your tailbone could just round down and kiss your heels. Yep, round down, there you go. And when you're like, okay, I can't go any further, lady, just straighten your legs, stand all the way up, shift your shoulders back over your hands, good. All right, shift your hips back. Think of driving the knees forward, pull your belly off your thighs and exhale, 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 exhale. And then inhale brings you back up, good. Lean back, tailbone curls under like it could just kiss your heels. Feel like you're pushing the pedal forward. There it is, and then come all the way back up. Good, last one like this. Yep. There you go, think knees forward, tailbone under. There you go, good, yes. Should feel pretty good though, right? And then bring your shoulders over your hands, keep your head down. And now when we do our pull-up or our pike, don't lead with your booty. Think of lifting up through your center spine, okay? So when you're ready, go ahead and try to lift the pedal up. Think shoulders stay right over your hands. Yes! And then come back down. Think of leading right through those low ribs. There you go. Even if it's just 2 inches. There you go, there you go, there you go. Right there, right there. And then lower back down. Beautiful. Good. Yep. Use your breath where you need. Tailbone stays curling under, curling under. Yes, there it was right there. Good. Last one here. There it is. Let your head drop. Yes, and tailbone drops. Keep lifting up through the ribs as the pedal goes down. There it is. There it is. Good. And now once the pedal is down, just separate your heels, flatten out your back, and just prance. Like drop one heel down. Yeah, prance it out. Good. Maybe you kind of turn your head from right to left. You kind of sway the hips just to release any tension. Alrighty. So go ahead now, step off with your weaker leg and float the pedal up with your stronger leg. And now we're gonna switch it to a middle spring. So one middle spring. If you have an exo chair, I would do like a number 3, one on the number 3. All right, so once you have your one middle spring on, you're gonna come around, face the back end of your chair. You're gonna place your hips on top of the chair, hands come onto the pedal. All right, I feel like we need some extension in our lives. We've done a lot of flexion. Okay, so you know what? I want you to pick today whether your legs are gonna be together or slightly apart. If the low back is cranky, feel free to open up the legs. Either way though, the legs are super energized, meaning toes are reaching to the wall behind you. The legs are razor straight, right? So they are very much at the party. Your pubic bone is driving down into the mat here, okay? Crown of the head is reaching in the opposite direction, right? Lots of things are happening. Now, From here, keeping that long line, just float the pedal up just like 1 to 2 inches, okay? And just pause there. Right now, all of you are doing a plank right now. So there's lots of work happening. Think of pulling that pedal into you like you're doing a little chest expansion. Yes, your neck just got longer, right? Ribs are just kind of lightening up away from the floor just a smidgen, okay? Now keep all these 1,000 things that I just gave you, and now bend your elbows in narrow to pull the pedal up, and then press the pedal back down. It's a tricep push-up. Yep. Good. And as you bend the elbows, you're still think of pulling it in so your collarbones can go forward. Good. Last one here. Beautiful. Now go out to straight arms. Perfect. Keep pulling the pedal in and then lift your chest up. Find extension. Think heart going forward. Always go length over height. And just lower the pedal all the way down. Just come out to that long line. Good. Again, pull the pedal into you. There you go. Think of rolling the chest open. Beautiful. And then lengthen back down. Good. Last one like this. Wherever your legs are at, keep them solid, right? Think of a little bit of external rotation in those arm bones as you come up. Good. Now bring the pedal down to that long line, meaning you're in your plank, okay? Now I want you to let your head drop a little bit and think of rounding and lifting up through the base of the ribs. And now push the pedal all the way down to the floor. Let the legs drop and then think of creating like this bow position with your spine, right? Or like a hollow rock. And now let the ribs come down, the pelvis come down, pass through that long line, and then lift the pedal up into extension. We're gonna do that again. You lower down, find your long line first, round up and over. There you go. Tailbone sends away. Good. Pass through the long line. Pedal lifts up, heart reaches forward, legs stay strong. Good. Now come down to that little 2-inch hover. Good. Before you push the pedal all the way down to the floor, could you start to lift up through the ribs and round here? Yep, just try. And then when you're like, good Lord, I can't go anymore, then push the pedal down to the floor. Let the legs go down. Find that hollow rock position, right? If you've ever done CrossFit, good. And now find your long line and then hold here. So pedals just barely hovering. Find the sides of your neck are long. Can you keep a stable pelvis and take your right arm out to the side? Take it out to the side. Good. Think of opening up that right arm wingspan here, like it could touch the camera. Good. And now your left elbow, you're going to pump the pedal for 3. There you go. And 2. And last one, arm goes straight, right hand goes down, left arm goes out to the side. Try to stabilize here. Try to stabilize. Legs are strong. Both hips are into the mat. We pump the pedal here for 3. Long neck. And 2. Long left arm. Last one, press the pedal down, left hand comes down. Beautiful. Float the pedal up, shimmy your body back. Good. Yep, I know. Feet come to the floor. All right, yeah, yep. All right, so we're gonna stay on this spring. I'm just gonna slide the chair out because you're gonna come around and face the pedal. So I know this one I have not done with you before. When you're standing in front of the chair here, you're gonna be a straight legs distance away, okay? So you'll have to measure. Straight leg meaning you're gonna like bring kind of the arch of your foot onto the pedal. Yeah, perfect, good. All right, so let's start. All 10 toes are pointing forward, all right? I want you to bring your right foot up onto the pedal there, okay? Place your right hand back underneath your butt crease again, okay? Other hand, I don't care what it's doing. Feel like your left hip draws into your hand, but the ribs are lifting up, okay? We're gonna stay with this tall, flat back here. Pedal's not gonna move a ton, all right? But I want you to push the pedal down with your right hip, right butt cheek, and then lift the pedal back up. Yeah, yep.
Like, do you move back?
Nope, it's such a small movement. It's tiny.
Okay.
Yep. So when you push the pedal down, there's gonna be a point where you're like, oh, it's arcing to me and my hip wants to go back. That's about where you stop, right? So we're just pressing and lifting. And we're just finding this connection. And you know what this is, y'all? This is your feet and straps when you do y'all's lower and lift, right? It's the beginning of that, right? Good. I know, it's so tiny, kind of frustratingly tiny. And now lift the pedal up. Good. All right, so now take your hands behind your head. Push your head up and into your hands. Good. And now I want you to round forward a little bit, okay? So again, feel like your tailbone is curling under and you're pulling back through your center spine or your low ribs. There you go. Now you press the pedal down. I know, try not to fall. And then float the pedal back up. So as you press the pedal, it's gonna deepen the lift and deepen the rounding. Yes, good. Yes, and I'm hoping you're getting such a lovely stretch back here, right? Isn't it lovely? While you're sweating too. Good. And last one, beautiful. Float the pedal up, stack your spine up tall. Good. Do whatever you want with the hands and then take the foot down. Let's do the other side. All right, left toes or left kind of ball the foot on. Make sure that you are parallel, left hand underneath your seat here. Feel like it's drawing down a little bit more, a little bit more. Yeah, good, just a little bit more. I know, yep. I know the focus is thick right now. Good. Think long waist here. Good. Let's do 2. And last one. Good. Float the pedal up and just, I didn't say it on this side. Make sure your standing leg is truly parallel. So those toes are forward. Yes. All right. Now we take the hands behind the head, right? We keep the connection to that left seat. We round forward, pull back through your center spine. We press down to find more lift. Yep. Doesn't have to be big. Keep your head to hand connection. Good. So we're using the resistance of the pedal to find more lift through the spine, more rounding. Yes. There you go. And your standing leg is strong, working a lot, right? Good. You have 3 and 2. Nice work. Neck is long. Last one here. Good. Float the pedal up from tail to crown. Stack your spine up tall. Good. Arms can come down. Leg can come off. All right. So if you don't have your mat already out, go ahead and grab it. We're going to stay on this same spring. All right. So you're going to lie down on your back and place your feet up onto the pedal, kind of like a 90-ish degree bend. So depending on your pedal and like the shape of your pedal, you might have to have heels on. If you're able to, it's going to be kind of like the arches-ish on, okay? So let's go hip socket distance apart. Think of the toes reaching kind of up and over as best you can here. And then find the length out through the crown of your head. Your arms are weighted down, your ribs are heavy, and your tailbone is heavy. So just try to stabilize through that natural neutral spine. And now pull the pedal into and then press the pedal down. It's a pretty light spring. And then I think you might have to scoot back a smidge, yeah. If you're feeling like when you go to pull the pedal down, you're like, my knees don't go that way, then you're probably too close. So yep, and then float the pedal back up. And then I think for you, shimmy up a little bit higher on your feet. So that way when the pedal goes down, you kind of roll onto the arches. So like there's your hamstring curl from long box, right? Good. And then float the pedal back up. So here you're just finding a connection through the back of the legs, if we haven't already found it by now, right? Inner thighs are at the party. You can like always check in with your legs, see that they still look like that number 11. Good. And then chest is open, all the things. Good. Now go ahead and pull the pedal all the way down to the floor. Think of the toes just staying reaching up and over, but down towards that base, if you have a base there, okay? So when you're ready or on your next exhale, go ahead and start to peel your hips up off of the mat to find your bridge. Yep. Now imagine you're on the carriage right now or on the reformer, right? So pull the carriage home, right? Feel like you're pulling your seat to your feet and then just round down through your spine, just melt down, find that true bone by bone, pedal stays down, right? Once you fully release your tailbone at the bottom, go ahead and roll your hips back up into that bridge. Remember to keep the space in the front of your throat open, as at least there's a sensation of it. And then just go ahead and melt all the way down. Think knees coming past your toes the whole time. Good, yep. Again, go ahead and roll your hips up. Now, when you're up here, I'm just thinking of semicircle right now, right? So you're pulling your legs are pulling your hips to your feet, your upper body. Your arms are so weighted into the mat that that's what's holding you in place. So your legs right now are tractioning your hips and your ribs apart from one another. Now keep that as you round down through your spine, right? Roll down, roll down, roll down. Yeah, good. All right, so Now go ahead and float the pedal up once your hips are down, of course. Go ahead and float the pedal all the way up. All right. So if you need to reposition the feet here, I totally get it. But now the pedal is going to stay up, and now we're going to roll up into bridge. So pedal stays up. Go ahead and lift your hips up into bridge. Once again, arms are weighted. They're still reaching long here. Good. And then just let the chest soften, the ribs, the middle back, low back, tailbone, all the things. Good. Just 2 more like this. Think pubic bone higher than your 2 hip points when you get up to the top, and then just round down, melt down, melt down, melt down. Beautiful, good. On this next one, you're gonna come up into your bridge and you're gonna hold it there. Just double check that you have equal weight, equal work into both sides of your body. Now the pelvis is gonna stay still. I want you to pull the pedal into you and then float the pedal back up, right? Hamstring curl, pull the pedal into you, good, and then float the pedal back up. Nice, good. Good. Still think of those toes reaching up and over, right? Imagine they have the straps in them on the long box. Good. Last one here. Good. Yep. And now float the pedal up and hold here. I want you to place your right foot onto the base of the chair. Okay. Alrighty. So still in parallel here, your hips are high or at your working angle. Now I want you to pull the pedal into, don't smash your foot please, with your left foot. Yes. And then back up. Your knee, think of it reaching up and over the chair here. Yeah, right? We're getting a stretch somewhere. Good. Yep. Fight for a thigh stretch if you're getting one. You have 2. Beautiful. Last one, chest is still relaxed. Beautiful. Now can you float the pedal up? Can you transition right foot up? If you have to lower the hips down, no worries. Left foot comes down. There you go, find stability here. And as you pull the pedal in, right, deepen that opening in your body, right? There's that tractioning in 2 different directions. There you go. And remember what you saw on those leg pumps, right? Those straight leg pumps, right? Whether your foot was rolling out or rolling in, take that feedback and apply it here. Yeah. There it is, there it is, good. Yep. We have 3. Beautiful. Doesn't have to be a big move, right? 2. And last one. Beautiful. Float the pedal up. Keep your left foot down. Take your right foot down to meet it. Good. And then just round down through your spine. Roll down, roll down, roll down. Awesome. All right. Take your feet a little bit wider into the mat because we haven't done much twisting today. I apologize. Just drop your knees off to the right and look over your left shoulder and just breathe, right? Breathe down that whole left side, left rib, left hip, left thigh, left knee. And then on your next exhale, go and lift the knees up and over to the other side. And then find a stretch here. Okie dokie. So let's now go ahead. We're going to stay on the same spring, but you're going to spin around. So you're still lying on your back, but now your head is right at the base of the chair. And I'm going to shimmy this back just a smidge more. Okay. Yep.
Up here.
Yep, head still on the mat, but the head is at the base of the chair. Okay. Alrighty, so I probably should get out of the way here. So your legs are gonna come up and over. So we're about to go into an inversion, so just a quick reminder, weight goes into the shoulders and not your head and neck. You're gonna take your hands and grab onto the pedal. Yep, there you go. So depending on your springs, depending on your pedal, you might have to grab wide. It might be a narrow position, okay? So either way, upper body's at the party. Go ahead and grab one right there. Yep. So if your arms are narrow, think of this as just like a chin up, right? So pull the pedal into you a little bit and just feel that that lengthens the sides of your neck. Good, and then just float the pedal back up, right? So knees can be bent, feet can be on the floor here. Just pull the pedal down, don't smash your head, of course, and then back up. So all we're doing is we're just finding a connection to our lats and our armpits here. Good. Now go ahead and pull the pedal down to where you're like halfway. You feel like, okay, I'm not like struggling, but I can just feel that my arms are at the party. Go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. Zip your legs up together. Okay. Straighten your legs up to the ceiling. And then Josie, just be careful because we have a corner of a wall right here. Okay. So lower your legs down a little bit. Yep. And now you're going to lift your legs up and over. Find your rollover shape. Feet are going to go on top of the chair. Yep. And if you can, reach the toes further past the chair, but keeping that space between chin and chest. All right. And then when you're like, okay, I can't go any further, Just let your spine roll down, right? Think of leading from your center spine, right? There it is. Hips come down with control. Legs are gonna lower down. Good, and then legs are gonna come up and over. Like scrape your toes across the chair. Make sure the shoulders haven't crept up into the ears. Now, just like those straight leg pumps, still think of your hips and the back of your legs lifting up to the ceiling a little bit. And then roll down, roll down. And all that's doing, right, is just keeping the lift in your spine. So we're not caving onto our spine here. Last one like this, legs go up and over. Keep those big toes, inner ankle bones, all the things are besties here. There you go. And then lengthen as you come all the way down, 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 down. All right, on this next one, when your legs come up and over, you're gonna take your toes to the edge of the chair. So hook your toes here on the edge. Yep, almost like you had toes on the foot bar. Okay, so I want you to push your toes up into the chair and feel how that kind of lifts your legs and your hips off of your ribs, all right? So keep that sensation with your right leg. Take your left leg straight up to the ceiling. Reach it up, there you go. And then just lower it down and just tap the chair. Good, as the leg lifts up, use your other leg to assist you. There's your jackknife. And then lower back down. Good, so you're finding hip extension here. Find your butt crease muscles, the leg lifts up, good, and down. Last one here, check your neck, check your shoulders. Reach up, good, and then down, hook the toes under, opposite leg. Let's add breath on this side, right? As the leg goes up, find an exhale. And then as it comes down, you inhale, right? Exhale, lift up, use that opposite leg. There it is, and then down. It's such a lovely stretch, isn't it? Good. Reach up. There it is. Good. Like you're trying to touch the ceiling with those toes. You have two. Nice, strong, parallel leg. Beautiful. Last one. Reach up, reach up, reach up. Good. Take the toes down. Bring the legs together. So unhook the toes now and just roll down, roll down, roll down. Beautiful. The legs can come all the way down to the floor. Beautiful. And then carefully float the pedal up. Go ahead and let go of it. Flex your feet. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. Take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, you're just going to roll yourself up off the floor. There you go. Just round up and over. Nice work. Okay, so now I want you to shimmy your body back so your hips are right up against the edge there of the base of the chair. Okay, please feel free if this spring is too much. And you know what? Scoot away a little bit more. So there might be like 2 or 3 inches away. So let's get in the fancy way, okay? Toes are pointed here. Reach your arms forward. Good, I want you to round forward. Turn your palms facing up to the ceiling. Bend your elbows, pull them back, reach your arms back behind you. Find the tops of your hands onto the pedal. Yep, now as you stack your spine up, press the pedal down. So you gotta bend your elbows, press the pedal down. Okay. So you are sitting up so tall, exactly how you were for footwork, right? I say exactly, you're at more of a tall stacked spine as opposed to a pitch forward. So you're gonna keep the sides of your neck long. Go ahead and bend your elbows a little bit. There you go, good. So with your elbows bent, think of them spiraling in. This is another tiny but frustrating move. Now, could you lift the pedal up, keeping the sides of your neck long? Yep, and then press it back down to get taller, taller, taller. Good, bend the elbows or right lift the pedal up and then press the pedal back down. It should be a really nice chest stretch at the very least. Good, I know, it's tiny, but it's your long back arms. Now press the pedal down and flip your fingers the other way so they're facing you. Still think of the elbows spiraling in, you lift up taller. Inhale as the pedal lifts up and then exhale back down. Inhale, really fill up the ribs. And then exhale back down. Good, last one like this. Good, press it down. Flip your fingers the other way behind you. Good, you're gonna round forward, dive your head forward. And then when you do that, just let the pedal float up. Easy for me to say. And then lift the arms, circle them around and reach them forward. Awesome, so we're gonna finish with a little stretchy saw. So separate your feet to like the width of the mat. Flex your feet. Interlace the webbing of your fingers, hands go behind the base of your skull. So feel your head traction up and into your hands, your heels and back of the legs pinned down into the mat. You're gonna lift and twist to the right. Left elbow to left knee. Yep, other left. That one, this side. Yeah. I know, we always want to go to the other side. Now, when you're here, think of pulling back through the ribs and your right elbow lifting up to the ceiling. Good. Stack your spine up tall in the twist. Good. And now we come through center, lift and twist to the left. Right elbow, right knee. Think of pulling back. Pull back away from my fist. There you go. Good. And then stack your spine up tall. It should feel really good though. Yep. And then through center, lift and twist to the right. Left elbow, left knee. Keep pulling your toes back. Keep pulling back through those lower or upper abdominals. There it is. And then stack your spine up tall. Beautiful. Last one here. Make it feel good, right? Up and over. So if I was there with you, I'd place my fist right at that upper abdomen and say, pull away, pull away, pull away. Good. Stack your spine up tall. Awesome. Find center and then just take the arms down and you are done. Nice work today, y'all.